We turn to you now to make a new start. More than just tears, we give you our hearts. Let the people cry and call, that we might stand and not fall. Save us now. Refreshing breeze, people set free.
Hello, everyone. So glad we could be together today. Zion and I are going to talk about the good things of God.
Sweet.
It's always fun to talk with him because he has no clue what we're going to talk about.
I do have no clue.
But neither do the people out there.
Sure, that's
so
fair.
it helps me, you know. When you're getting a phone call?
No, I was just making sure the audio is coming through this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to take this real quick.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a great day in Kansas City. Just a little bit cooler today.
Yeah, it is cooling off nicely.
You know what I was going to do a few days ago? It was so boiling out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't get a chance. I was going to take your girls outside and cook an egg on the sidewalk.
They would love that.
I really wanted to put it on my car.
The hood, yeah. I've seen
But I
that.
thought, I don't know what egg would do to the... So I was going to put it on your car.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Well, your
yeah.
car's newer. I better not do that. You know,
That's funny.
That's weird. All my kids have newer cars than me now. What does that tell you? My money's
that's
been
funny.
going to them, I mean, not to me. But that's what
You've
parents.
been dadding. Yeah.
That's what parents
Yeah.
do.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm really at a busy time. I'm done with the book Revival or
Nice.
Ruin.
Yeah.
But I went back through. I was going to read it one more time before it goes a little farther than the
Sure.
next level. And somehow we got some of the, like we wrote it several times, you know. Like one chapter, I think I had 4 or 5 times I had redid it.
Sure.
And some of the redid ones got mixed in by accident with the did ones. And,
that's funny.
but they're so similar. They're just little tweaks
Sure.
here and there. So I'm reading the wrong one, and I'm going, oh.
Like, I just
and then I
wasted,
saw, wait a minute, I know I changed that.
That's funny.
So now I got to go back and find the other. So we
The
lost
unredid one.
I lost
Yeah.
a day or so over it, and now today's such a busy day. But I'm going to still try to get some reading in, and also we have enrollment of Lee Summit
Yeah.
Academy.
Yep.
And starting.
Hey, Dustin.
Oh yeah, if you're there, come say hi or let us know you're there. It's nice to know you're
Yeah,
around.
enrollment. That's a big day.
Yeah.
I think Raylan, she starts kindergarten. Yeah, she does.
She's gonna-
kindergarten this year.
Is she going to enroll today? Maybe.
Yeah, I
you
think
have
she's
one in
doing it today.
the academy.
Yeah, later.
And, you know, it's so important. You know, I've been a public school teacher.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't want to rail against public school, you know, all the time. But since we have a private school, it probably sounds like I'm just promoting our school. But you've heard me say it before. And like you said, you're putting one of your kids, your oldest, in kindergarten.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
it'd be fun. But, you know, sometimes we used to say, you know, if you got a younger kid, kindergarten, first, second, third, maybe public school's okay.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
as they get older, maybe some will do fine, but some not so fine, and they need to get out into the safety of a private school
Yeah,
with our security and the family values and all that. But you can't say that now. I mean, now in first, second, and third,
Yeah,
they're bringing in,
it's
and there's people
wild.
fighting to keep it in, and there's people fighting to get it
You
out.
know, they see the drag queens in public school reading books to the
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Why are we indoctrinating our kids with this? You
Yeah.
know, a 4 and 5-year-old.
And-
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, do you really want to take a risk?
Right.
And
right.
so I'm thinking, like, some of these kids, I'm thinking, like, come on, you don't really, I mean, I know some people, and they put them in public school, of
Sure.
course. But, and I don't want to sound like I'm against public school, but for certain kids and that we know and things like that, I think, like, do you really want to risk it?
Yeah,
And I think
right.
the decision to risk it is, the state pay, you know, you pay taxes. So you feel like you feel
Yeah.
like I'm not paying anything for education, but it comes
Right.
out of your taxes.
Right.
And then on top of that, you go to a private school. Now you got to come up with the money.
You're paying for both.
Yeah, you're paying for
right.
both, and so you know, going and so well, okay, it'll be okay.
Sure.
It'll be okay.
Make it work, yeah.
But I'm not seeing it okay, especially then when as soon as they get out of school, they're back on the phone or they're on the internet.
Yeah.
Almost the whole time.
Right,
And their
right.
identity comes from that. They get an identity from the school, and then they get an identity from online.
Right.
And I was talking the other day to someone how difficult that is for them, because I'm talking about well, probably college kids too, and
Sure.
even young
Yeah.
marrieds, but high school when they're coming out of this, and we have a whole generation that didn't get to go to school during COVID, and then but guess what? They didn't get to go to church either.
Sure, yeah, they had.
We were the exception.
Right.
We
Made it
we got a city exception to
Yep.
go to church and not wear masks.
Yeah,
And
I
not
remember
even have
that.
to distance
What a
ourselves
time! Yeah, that was crazy.
and I don't know how we did that, but anyway, but then they get their identity. Well, if I get my identity from that, I'm going to feel bad about myself because everybody on there they have 1 million followers.
Sure.
They got the greatest reels, and the pastors they look, they got the biggest churches, and everything looks great, the latest everything, and you
Right.
go like, and I don't let that happen to me, but I could, and maybe it's because I don't look at it. but the teenagers and others, they go on there and they see other successful young
Yeah,
adults
right.
who have all these followers and they're making money off of it. And here, the only camera they have is their little phone, and they don't know how to make a reel anyway.
Right. Sure.
And they get like, I'm a loser. I don't have that.
It's the comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So at least in the private school, you get a balance. They may go home and do that, but they get a balance where you're in a family value. Safe.
Yeah.
Our school at least is safe. Security, values, great.
Something great about the school too, because I graduated from there.
Oh,
Speaking personally,
why
right?
don't I
Oh,
just-
Vanessa says if I had kids, I wouldn't risk it. Yeah, I think that's a
I
good
forgot.
call too.
What am I thinking?
But yeah, I graduated there, and I think a cool shift that's happening. So when I went, a lot of it was like just WRC people or Revived Church people went.
Yeah.
But now you start to see a shift to where it's like parents outside of the church system,
Yeah,
at least our
it's
church
about
system.
50-50, I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
And the school is really flourishing just because people are realizing like we need to send our kids to a safe place. And I think that's something you should be proud of. Bobby should be proud of.
Yeah, right.
Ron Alberta should be proud
Proud
of.
of.
You're really developing a great place, not just for church kids to attend, but for just people outside the church system
Yeah.
coming into a system that's influenced by the church, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really awesome and just a really good testament and testimony to what
Yeah.
you're creating, what you're developing. So
And we do have the
yeah.
Herzog Foundation
Yeah.
scholarships, which are out of this world.
Unreal,
but
yeah.
It's getting late in the year, so they've spent their money this year.
Yep.
But if you sign up now, you can get it for next
You
year.
get funding for next year, exactly.
And it can end up paying for all your kids 100%. We do have some of those
Yep.
like that. So I just, I'm not here to do an ad for that, but because enrollment is today, I'm thinking like,
Sure.
And it wouldn't it be great if some people just decided, hey, I'll help some people go to school.
Yeah.
I'll help pay. I don't have kids, or I'm retired.
Pay for
or-
lunches or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
pay for
yeah,
lunches,
right.
yeah. But anyway, enrollment's going on, and we'll see how it turns out. I do notice a difference from this year, last year, that last year we were still coming out of the Biden administration and some of the things that were not gas prices and things like
Right.
that were coming out of it. But it's still last year, I didn't think it had hit as much. I think this year that hit a little harder this year because
Yep.
prices went a lot higher.
Skyrocket.
And
yeah.
grocery prices, and I don't shop for groceries hardly
Sure,
at all.
yeah.
I do it online sometimes, though. I'm getting
is
on
nice, yeah.
fun to like, they'll be here in what, 17 minutes?
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You get produce delivered to your door. Yeah, it's wild.
The other day I ordered, and I forgot to tell Kathy, and I ordered like at midnight or something, and then it's going to be there at like 7 a.m.,
Okay.
And I forgot to tell Kathy, and it's about, I won't tell you how much it was, but it wasn't in the 300 range. I'll tell
that's
you.
good, yeah.
It was 100 something, 100
Okay.
something. And they delivered it at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I forgot to tell her. And then I didn't get up at 7 to go
Sure.
check. I didn't even check, and I thought my phone would go off. It tells me
Yeah,
somebody's
the
at the
camera,
door.
yeah.
I didn't hear a thing, and so by the time I get out there, the sun has been shining on it. The orange
Your
juice,
eggs are cooked. Yeah.
and eggs are cooked, and the orange juice is boiling, and
That's
we
awesome.
had some frozen dinners. We had to throw the whole
They're
thing away.
steamed for you now.
We
They're
had
ready.
steamed
Yeah.
vegetables. We had to throw the whole thing away.
That's funny.
Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that enrollment's going on. It's a busy day for us, but you pray, you that are praying
Yeah.
people, pray that people will make good decisions
Yeah,
for their
for sure.
kids. Not a finance. Don't let money talk.
Right.
Let the Spirit of the Lord
Yep.
talk. Anyway, that was just on
Brenda
my
says
mind.
hi from Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Brenda and Vanita, hi. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining in. Thanks for saying hi.
yeah. I appreciate you saying hi. Them saying hi too. Well, I want to. The title today is "Losers Weepers."
Yes.
And really that comes from the rhyme: finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
yeah.
Not from a song.
Yeah.
We were
I
talking.
had the song in my head. Yeah. go
Yeah.
ahead.
But anyway, losers, weepers. So the reason I brought that up is I'm going to Matthew 13, and it talks about the sower sows the word, and it gives 4 examples. And 3 out of 4 are losers, weepers.
Sure.
3 out of 4. And, you go into the ministry and you think everybody's going to make it and everybody's going to do great and everybody's going to love everybody, but it's too big of a battle. And so anyway, I don't want to take the time to necessarily just read the whole parable. I might paraphrase it, but we have to realize the farmer went out to sow seed is the story, and some fell on a path and the birds got it, and some fell on the rocky places and the sun scorched it, and because it didn't have any root, they didn't make it. And then some was sown among the thorns.
Right.
And I forgot what happened to them. And the thorns, and it got choked among the thorns, got that. And then, of course, the last one is it fell among good soil and produced a crop. And so that's kind of the story. And then, we won't talk about it. When he goes into, he who has more will more be given. And I think it should be Matthew.
Makes a lot of people mad.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the ones who have more get more.
Poor. Yeah, right.
And I think he's kind of making us think, hey, you just read this about the seed. Now you realize that this one did well, got more, and this one, the one who had good soil, going to get more.
Produce more, yeah.
Kind of the others, I don't think I'm going to waste my seed on them. It insinuates that anyway.
Yep, right.
And then you got a whole lot of other stuff. And then finally, Matthew gets over here and says, well, listen to the, to the parable. And they're trying to, why do you speak in parables? And Jesus says, he wants to reveal in parables to people who can understand. Anyway, so he says, here it is. He says, when anyone hears, listen to the parable of the sower means. And we know the sower is seed, the word of God.
Yep.
When anyone hears the message about the kingdom of God and doesn't understand it, now get this, you got to get a picture of this. Anyone who hears and doesn't grab it, right? The evil one comes and snatches it away.
Right.
And we think that, okay, that means that's pretty strong. The power of evil, the evil one comes and is going to snatch away what was sown into your heart. That's pretty big stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
To think about that actually happens. And I think it, let me check here. I think it really insinuates or says immediately it happens, The evil one comes and there's one, I don't know, I thought insinuated that it happens really fast anyway. I always think it happens before they get out the door,
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, there's the one, they don't understand it and the evil one comes. Then the other is sown on the path and refers to someone who hears on rocky ground. Well, the path is like a walking path. So the ground is pretty pounded
trampled,
down,
yeah.
And the seed falling on the rocky ground, they hear the word, they receive it, but it has no root. And they only last a short time. And then the others, where is it here? The path, which one is it? Oh, the thorns. I almost forgot. And the thorns, and this is where it says then, we said it comes and the word gets choked out of them.
Yeah.
So you have, I put it over here, you've got this snatch away, fall away, and choke away. But everybody goes away.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, here's the key that anybody in church folks, pastors, leaders need to understand. When it says these words away, 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 away means they left. And sometimes they do. They go searching for something somewhere else.
Sure.
But it doesn't work. You know why it doesn't work? Because they fall away. The word is snatched away, but they're going to walk away still on rocky ground.
Right.
They're going to still walk away not understanding. They're still in the thorns. It doesn't mean that they ever get out of the thorns. That means they're going to live among thorns, and that means they're losers, weepers. It's not going to get better. Not going to get better for them.
Sure.
So every time the word comes, it says the cares of the world, love of money, worries about life come and they choked away. Yeah, it chokes it out of them. And so after that happens, so the word gets choked out of them. Now, maybe this is just me. I'm thinking like, okay, the word got choked out of them, and now, okay, they'll get another chance, but they could get another chance. But these are people, even if they go to another church, or even if they quit going to church, they're living among the thorns. They're living on rocky ground. They're living on a hard path. They're living without understanding. So this is ongoing. You got to read it like ongoing. They hear the word. They don't understand of the kingdom, by the way.
Cycle, right?
Yeah, they hear it. and it gets snatched away.
Right.
They hear it and it gets snatched away. This is not like a one-time deal.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they're losers.
Right.
They're losers
Yeah.
in the kingdom of
Yeah,
God.
they're losing it constantly.
Yeah, it's always on the losing end.
Yeah.
And the reason we don't see it and they don't see it, that it's happening, is because most of them still go to church. Living among thorns. They still attend church, but they live on a path
Yeah,
or in a
right.
rocky place, or they don't have understanding. But they still go to church. They still have church friends. They listen, but see, that's the whole idea. Each
the
one of
cycle,
them,
right? Yeah,
and
yeah,
it says
yeah.
each one of them hears the word.
Right.
So if they drop out and go live on an island, it doesn't fit.
Sure.
What fits is they're still in church.
They're still involved. Man,
They're
that's
still
good.
hearing the
Yeah.
word, and it's a lifestyle.
Right.
You're not going to get out of it. So the idea is you're going to have to become good soil. And good soil then is just being interested in the kingdom of God,
Yeah.
wanting to know, wanting to change, wanting to grow, not worrying about the cares of life, not worrying
Right.
about money's on your mind. Don't let money make the decisions, as I
Yeah.
said a little bit ago. So all these things, we could go deeper into it, but the main thing is if you don't do something different and just really be transformed,
Right.
where God considers you good ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when he says, to him who has, more will be given, to who has not, and what do they not have? They don't have a
Right.
crop.
Yep.
They don't have a crop.
Yep.
And so he says, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep throwing seed at you
They're in the
and
losing
seed at
cycle,
you.
yeah,
It's
right.
a waste.
Yep.
And,
good.
and so
Man.
the one with the good seed, though, is the one who produces.
Yeah.
And that's where we need in our culture, our teaching, that somewhere Christianity needs to flip, needs to turn from people who go to church who are consumers to people who go to church to produce.
Love it. Yeah,
and
that's so good.
really tough. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm trying to get people to be producers. You look for volunteers, or you think about, let's come for prayer, or let's,
Yeah, right.
or just give our time to serving or something. And all of a sudden you go like, what's the deal? Why? Because they didn't come to produce.
Sure.
They
Yeah,
came
again,
to consume.
Yeah, what can I get? Yeah.
They came to consume. I told, let's see, in my book, I might have told this in church one time, I'm not sure, but in the book I told the story a long, long time ago. A couple, this woman came in and she wanted counseling for their marriage and having a lot of trouble, just arguments and stuff. And but she said, before this, we were happy. I said, surprise. Well, I used to go out on Saturday night and we used to go dancing. We wore our cowboy boots and did all
Sure,
that at these
yeah.
honky tonks. We had a great time.
Yeah.
And then she said, and then I came here to church. And it was during revival days and it was really powerful. And she got so changed. Okay, I get it. So she's changed. Now she goes back and she wants him to start coming to church and he wants her to go out on Saturday night. Well, she
Sure.
doesn't want to go out on Saturday night. And he and she wants him to come to church and he doesn't want to come to church. So they're colliding,
Yeah, right.
And so finally they come in and talk together. She came in, but then finally she pulls him in, and I'm listening. And she's telling her side of the story and how they used to do this, and now she's met the Lord and encountered God, and I just want to come to church, and sir, I just want him to come with me, and it's kind of innocent. I just want him to come with me. And so I was telling the story, and I tell it in the book, and so when she was done with hers, he just sits there, and his head's down like this. He just sits there for a minute and thinks. Then he turns his head to her, and he says, you knew what I was when you married me, and now you want me to be something else. And it's, okay, I get it, but it struck me. I said, that's my problem. That's other pastors' problem. That's leaders. That's churches' problem. That's our problem in America. People, we're trying to get them to encounter God.
Yeah.
And they're going like, you knew I was selfish when I came here.
Sure.
And now you're trying to get revival and you want me to come more time and give more money and get you knew that I came for myself. I came to feel better about myself. I came because I wanted to go to heaven when I die. All these reasons people,
Right.
and I come to be reaffirmed. I came to meet girls, or I came to have friends. I wanted to join a group. I heard you had a good sports team. All these reasons, I wanted to be in the band. So and now you're trying to get them to move to a different level, which we should.
Right.
That's what the church is
Glory
for.
to glory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to move us
right.
to another level, and they're saying like, "What are you doing here?" I came down to the altar and I prayed because I don't want to go to hell.
Yeah.
I did it for me,
Sure.
and now you're wanting me to do something for him. You knew what I was when I came here.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's where we are in the churches of America. People came to be consumers, not
Yeah,
to be
right.
producers. And now we're trying to turn them into producers because we need it in our country. Our nation needs producers of the word
Yeah.
and good seed that falls on good ground. But it's hard because they say, like, you're trying to change me, and I didn't come here to be
Yeah.
changed.
Right.
I came for
Yeah.
maybe a good reason to come, but it wasn't that one.
Yeah.
But that's what the kingdom of God transformed by the renewing of our mind, transformed by encountering God. Everything's
Yeah.
changed. Everything's
Right.
new, creation, restore, renew. And you're pushing that, and like they're just looking at you like that guy, like, hey, I didn't come here for that.
Sure.
I didn't come to church to be changed.
Yeah,
I came to
man.
feel good. And so we're up against a hard thing.
Yeah.
But that's what this is about. We're up against a hard thing. 3 out of 4 are losers, weepers.
Yeah, that's not good odds.
Weepers, losers, losers, weepers. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Now, we can change that, but we can't change it unless they change. They decide,
Yeah,
I
it's a
want to
decision.
be, I'm tired of the thorns. I'm tired of the rocky places. I'm tired of I hear the
Living
word
in
of
entanglement. Yeah,
I
right.
hear
Just
the
wanna
word
break
is supposed
free.
to do this and that, and it's not happening with me. The frustration of life. Sometimes God doesn't deliver us from it
Yeah.
because it's a catalyst to make us want something different. And
Another story that you actually preached a phenomenal sermon on years ago. I haven't heard it in a while, but break free from the crowd.
Oh.
It kind of relates to this as well. Like, I'm in the crowd and I'm seeing Jesus right now, but nothing's happening. Nothing's changing, right?
Yeah.
Until you take the decision and take the action to break free from the crowd, right? And grab
Yeah.
hold of his garment.
yeah, the lady was not invited to this fancy dinner, and
Yeah.
Jesus was, and other uppity people, Pharisees were,
Yep.
and they went through they come in, and the Middle Eastern, then they might give a kiss on the cheek,
Sure.
and they'd give oil, and
Yep.
they'd wash their feet and just treat them really great because this is a big deal. And then Jesus comes in, and they don't do any of that for him. They snub him, and
Yeah.
that's when she's not even invited.
Right.
She's an outsider. But when she sees him being mistreated, that's when
So good,
she
yeah.
broke free and says, this ain't happening while I'm
Yeah,
here.
right.
And she breaks, and she goes down and does all those things and treats
Exactly.
him right. And the kind of the same thing of breaking free too is breaking out is the story of Mary and Martha, where Mary typically should have been in the kitchen. They're having a
Yeah.
dinner at their house,
Right.
and you feed people. And Martha's in the kitchen working, and Mary's not. And she says, Jesus, tell her to get in here and help me in the kitchen, which would not be most
Contextually bad. Normally,
no, I
right?
mean that's
Yeah.
what you'd expect. In fact, she was probably being criticized by more than Martha.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is she doing out here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she broke free and decided something else, and so she comes in and sits at the feet of Jesus.
Yeah.
And listens, and that's when he said she
Man.
chose the better part. The interesting thing about it is how she had to break free was this is the evidence that women can be disciples because that was the position of a disciple.
At the
If you're in the
feet, yeah.
kitchen, you're working, and it's important too. If you're watching, like through the window or something, because there's so many people, or standing in the corner, that's a position too. But if you're sitting at the feet, that means I've made a decision
Yeah,
to
that's
be
good.
you are now my leader and I am your
Yeah,
disciple.
right.
So she's probably the only woman there, but she's breaking free there. So
awesome.
you
Yeah,
can
that's
be
so
you can
good.
be one of these people, but you can break free. Like I'm glad you brought that up because you can break free.
Yeah,
you can
just
break
make
tradition.
Yeah,
You
the
can-
intentional decision, right?
yeah,
And
where
it's not comfortable. There's conflict on the
yeah,
inside. I think there's
especially in the
supposed to be.
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's a war going on in our
Yeah,
spirits.
right.
But we decide I need to go to another level,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what the book and I am trying to do is take people who go to church. They're nominal. They're nice people. And basically, church people basically in America are just trying to be good people.
Right.
And trying not to be bad people.
Yeah, right,
But they're
right.
not trying to be spiritual people. Maybe a little bit,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a little, but it's pretty low.
Sure.
And so my goal is to talk to politicians and influencers and church folks and pastors
Yeah.
and say to them, come up higher, come up higher. We've got to become spirit beings.
I remember,
You know that.
speaking of that, the president put out a statement kind of relating to what you said. If Christians don't get involved in politics, politics will erase their right to be
Yeah,
Christians.
isn't that something?
He's talking about how you've been feeling the
I think he
unchanged
gets it.
influence that
A lot of
and
people don't
that
get
realm.
him, but I think he gets
Yeah.
God's up to
The
something.
big picture
And
people.
I don't think we can win any battles when those that are bringing other ideas from other countries
Yep.
and governments and ideas.
Principalities, right?
Yes, and they're coming in strong. They have an agenda. they have a religion too. Not all of them the same, but a big religion, and they pray 3 times a day. And then we can't get ours to show up once a week. That's just what it is.
Sure, yeah, it's just
so
apathy.
a call, a voice has to go out into the wilderness and say, prepare the way of the Lord. We've got to prepare for this
good.
battle.
Yeah.
We've got to prepare for what we're hoping to happen in the country. So anyway, losers, weepers. The reason I did it, if 4 out of 5 are the losers, then it should cause people, I need to examine myself.
Yeah.
Do I hear the word and then I do nothing? I change nothing. That's most people. They do nothing.
Yeah.
And then the other that's the most common is the cares of this life, the love of money and things chokes it out of them.
Right.
It's not they're really against it. You can get that
There's
picture.
no room for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they can't. Yeah. It just chokes it out and it's gone.
Yep.
So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today, and I guess we kind of got the point
Yeah,
across.
that's
So-
good. Yeah, Vanessa said it makes the narrow road seem more narrow, in a good way, of course.
In a good way, yes. And that's what it is, the
Yeah.
narrow way. So
Yep.
anyway,
Exactly.
that's what I wanted to talk about today. So glad that we have our friends with us
Yeah, that
and,
was good.
and those that are listening. And we're going to have a great week. Kathy and Heather are teaching tonight.
Yeah. The prayer,
On
I think,
prayer.
right? Yeah.
There you go.
That'll be good.
Show
Yeah.
up.
Exhibit A.
Show up. Okay. So until next time, bye-bye.
See ya.